Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be doing something which we generally do after a brand new release. So what we're going to be looking at today is the prices of the 110 crafting items and what items sort of work for GP, what sort of money makers I suggest off the back of it, and just have a review of the 110 prices off the back of a release 2 weeks after it's happened. So a week and a half after it's sort of come into the game and prices have started to settle down. So what we'll do first is go through like the star bloom side. So we'll go through like the seeds, the flowers, the thread and the cloth and see what prices are like in terms of that, whether it's going to be worthwhile doing that with your auto growth potions, which I'm going to do a video very soon comparing herbs, star bloom flowers and grape for what is the best profit to do. So you know me, I love my farming videos. I love showing you guys how to get the most out of farming. So that's be coming very soon. And just before we hop into this video, going through all the money and GP from these 110 crafting items, if you are enjoying the videos, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. I am trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And also a very big series will be starting on Saturday. We're going to be doing the free to play to bond series. So the first thing we're going to look at is star bloom seeds. So this has actually brought a new wave of money for certain methods like moss golems. It's made moss golems very good. It's brought people into doing massive farmers for thieving again, which is such a wild concept like in this sort of day and age. Massive farmers really aren't that sort of money making method, but 78k for the flowers is actually a pretty good price, and it's one you can actually make profit on with farming the seeds as well. So the star bloom flower is going to come in at a price of, I'm really surprised that it's over mid, but they've done some things which have been quite good for it. I mean, the 1,000 flower per 4 hour limit is kind of what I think is helping the price. Like, people can't go and get a vast amount quite quick of these star bloom flowers. People are on a timer. But it's a really good sort of way they've done the star bloom flowers growing and seed process. So they've really brought them in quite well. So yeah, in terms of farming though, if you do have things like the Dwarven Harvester, instant growth potions, you do get 12 flowers per seed. So you can get something like 360, 390k per seed from 75k. So you are going to make a decent amount farming those. Is it going to be as good as the herbs or the grapes? You'll have to find out in the video I'm going to do next week. But again, very solid. Definitely one to include in your herb run as well. If you're farming herbs, you can do these. Yes, you've got to take the battle staffs to go and do it, but teleporting to walk really isn't that long nowadays, and you can get straight back to your farming run after. So off the back of that, we can look at things like the star bloom thread and what price that's going to come in at. Now, 1 flower equals 1 thread. So this is going to be a good way to sort of gauge what the price is turned into thread. 55k from 35k actually isn't that bad. That's pretty good profit, and especially when you do it on a spinning wheel in sort of like Fort Free, the Rangers workroom, it's a really good way to rack up some money quite quick. So because that's going to be that kind of price, I imagine star bloom cloth has also gone up in price since, and that's going to come in at a price of 86k, which is a bit wild really, because at that price it's not worth actually making star bloom cloth. You're going to make the most money actually turning the flowers into thread, and even like on an instant sell price, you're still going to make more money making thread as opposed to making cloth, which is wild really. I presume from there it's the thread which is up in price more than the cloth being below where it needs to be. So yeah, that's why you check margins and stuff, because if you was going to go and do the flowers into thread into cloth, you're kind of wasting your time. Really, you just want to make the flowers into thread as it currently stands. Yes, when this video is released, I am recording it the day before it's released, but prices could change, margins could change. This is why you check prices, because you can spend your time making more money making thread rather than turning the thread into cloth. So yeah, really interesting with that, and didn't expect that to happen. I thought cloth would be absolute bank, but thread is still profit, and I imagine once it sort of pulls into where it should be, I imagine cloth will be profit as well. I can't imagine that one method will be profit and one won't. I imagine they will both be profit because they should scale up. It just seems to be that the thread is a little bit higher in price compared to normal, but over the next couple of days it will sort of pull back in. So another thing I wanted to check is platinum, because I'm really interested on where platinum sits and what kind of price it's going to be as well. So we'll check the bar, the ore, and also the stone spirits as well. So 18.8k per platinum bar is quite a big drop off from where it was actually. I am still trying to sell some of the stone spirits from the Era video, so I imagine they've gone down a little bit. So the price for the ore is 15.2k. So you do actually make some profit actually turning the ores into the bars, which is not too bad. And then finally the stone spirit. The stone spirit is still not viable to use at 27k. And basically what you're going to be doing there is losing all form of profit, even on like the slow buy. It's still not worth it. 21.3k, you're not going to make it. It's going to be chunking into your actual base profit anyway. Yeah, platinum still needs to settle for the stone spirit. The ore and the bar price actually seems to be quite sort of settled. They both sort of relate to each other quite well. And I imagine the jewellery, because of the price for Dragonstone, will mainly be between that 20 to 30k region. I don't think the jewellery has that much of a demand on it to the point where I would price check it, because again, there's nothing really with the jewellery side which is absolutely major. But porcelain clay I'm interested in though, because again, that was something which was definitely going to have some demand on it because of the urns. We'll go through all the urns in their base value, or I could do the gem value. We'll do the urns with gems, and then we'll see what they're like in terms of price. But porcelain clay, 16.9k, which again, for mining and not so much AFK mining where you can use a spirit, but AFK mining porcelain clay, that is actually a very, very good price. So what we need to have a look for is an urn. So if I go a no gem, this should bring all of them up. There we go. So a no gem cooking urn is going to come in at a price of, actually what I'll do, I'll buy them all and then we'll go through them all afterwards, and we can just go and compare stuff as well. But we know that roughly porcelain clay is going to be 17k. I don't think any gem is going to cost more than 5k. So if we go off 22k per sort of urn, we can see what it is in terms of price as well. But I'll get all these bought just so you guys don't have to watch me buy them all individually, because it is going to be a little bit of a pain. And then what we'll do, we'll comb through them all and have a bit of a look and see which ones are worth doing. Because I imagine urns especially are going to be the ones which are going to be, aside from the Star Bloom is the standout moneymaker. Urns will be better than platinum and jewellery as well, because I just think people have much more of a use and a demand for them. And I think with these as well, the fact you can go and make extras with things like the portable and all the other buffs you can have with crafting, I just think these are going to be better for anyone crafting in my opinion. But I'll finish these and I'll come back and we'll go through all of the different prices. Okay, so some real big things here. One, we have the Exquisite Hunter urn, which won't buy for 100k. Again, I think that's mainly due to low volume and for the reason it won't buy. And then we also have the Exquisite Woodcutting urn, 50k, that won't buy either. Now that could be demand and also low volume as well, because I think the Woodcutting urn is a lot more useful than the actual Hunter urn. Now, not only are these two not buying for 100k, but also some of these urns bought for incredibly cheap. Now, going through all the prices, the rune crafting one bought for 9.8k, which is like a significant loss for anyone going to craft these. I mean, 9.8k, I was looking at thinking, is it worth like buying? And not only that, we have a farming urn, which is one of the urns I would consider like the most usable, because like with Playground Farms, you use them so quick. 13,000 coins when the porcelain clay is nearly 17, which that's a loss. The fishing urn as well, one of my opinion the most useful ones, also a loss. We have mining urns at 17.8k, smithing urns at 15.6. The only ones which are really making money are cooking and divination, and the hunter and woodcutting ones, although the hunter and woodcutting ones I think are more due to low volume. So really interesting to see the price of those. I thought these would be a much more high price. Maybe it's worth doing the porcelain clay now while it's up in price, because if these urn prices are anything to go by, maybe they're not going to hold their price. Maybe they will be cheap. Like some of these prices, this Exquisite Runecrafting urn is cheaper than what the decorated urn was. And I don't know how that makes sense, unless they're putting a level cap on people doing it. Like, now all these are the ones without the gem, so you still have to pay for the gem. This is just going off the pure porcelain clay. Now, when you add a gem, this might highly like whack the price. Let's do it with a farming one where it's got the gem in. So the farming urn with a gem is the one which has the no rune. So maybe this could be another money maker as well, where you buy the urn without a gem in, and then you add the gem, and then it's high profit. But even then, like it's only 1,000 coins extra, which is wild, really. But with these exquisite urns, what I think they are is a big chance for you to delve in on prices and margins, whether it's for no gem or the no rune, and just to see if you can increase the value of some of them. You could very much lowball some urns, like this runecrafting one, and by adding a gem in, it could actually increase its price by a couple of K an urn, which is a bit of a weird way of looking at it. But yeah, it's the urn prices have definitely caught me out a little bit. I really expected them to be very high. because again, with what they brought in terms of benefit skilling, even with a Dragonstone on it, yes, you'll make a bit of profit with the runecrafting one, but again, it's nothing what I thought it would be. But either way, it's very, very interesting. So in terms of an overview of this, we haven't done platinum jewelry because I don't think there's enough demand on platinum jewelry to go through and evaluate the prices and stuff. Star Bloom, still very solid. The farming method is still very good. At the minute, thread outperforms cloth, which I think will change over time just because, again, the cloth can only be profitable if the thread is at the correct price. But at the minute, do thread. Check your margins, though, because this might change at some point and the other way might be better. And platinum or embark prices seem to be very settled. The stone spirit seems to be a bit high. It still needs to come down a little bit. Porcelain clay, looking at it, does seem to be expensive for the price. But again, people should be using these urns and it seems to be a bit weird of which ones they want. Again, if you're going to make urns, you do need to check margins heavily. And my opinion would be as well, if you're going to make them, sell after every 100, 200, because the price could shift quite quickly and you don't want to be caught out on that as well. However, that's going to wrap up this video. Let me know if you're still doing anything for 110 crafting. Is there any methods which are working really, really well for you? Let me know in the comments below. And then, like I said before, we've got Market Watch tomorrow, and then the free-to-play series is going to start on Saturday. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. Make sure to subscribe to make sure you do not miss that when it is released. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.